Since the last video conference, both halves of our team have been very busy working together towards the completion of the second planning stage of the competition. We have done more in-depth research about our newly assigned topic, wildlife conservation, and have met with a few key organizations that will help with our service project. Throughout this process, we have appeared on the district television station and website, along with being published in the Erie Times newspaper, in order to create public awareness of our goals and ambitions. Our Facebook page has developed from at first being very empty as just the McDowell GIA group page. We have seen great support arise from this website and expect it to keep growing. But the first thing we needed to do was to learn what we could actually do to conserve wildlife.
What is wildlife conservation? We have interviewed a handful of professionals in our community who specialize in preserving and teaching wildlife conservation, and nearly every person had a different understanding of the term.
However, we were able to combine these definitions and resolve that in Erie, Pennsylvania, wildlife conservation deals primarily with preserving the land, water, and air wildlife. This can be expanded to mean that wildlife conservation deals with every biotic and abiotic factor that directly or indirectly affects any part of the environment, whether it be on land, in the air, or underwater. Our emphasis became that of preserving bird migration because it deals primarily with the conservation problems affecting our partner school in Amman, Jordan.
Erie, Pennsylvania is not known for many things, but one thing we are well known for is our peninsula, Presque Isle. There is an abundance of air, water, and land organisms that inhabit and pass through our state park. For bird migration, our region is especially important because of Gull Point at the tip of Presque Isle. Gull Point is a place where thousands of birds stop to rest before they make the long trek across Lake Erie. We had the opportunity to speak with a member of the Pennsylvania Audubon Society, which specializes in studying and conserving birds and their habitats. Ms. Sargent emphasized the fact that Gull Point is incredibly important to bird migration all over the country. Wildlife conservation is critical to our region because of our large diversity and population of wildlife.
Despite the fact that each of our interviewees had very different perspectives on the factors affecting the environment, they all believe that the number one threat to wildlife conservation is habitat loss. Although many people believe that it is safe to destroy a particular habitat if a new one is built somewhere else, this is not the case. Animals that lose their habitat are unable to adjust quickly to their new environment. Instead of trying to interfere and build new habitats, we as a community need to respect the natural environment of the organisms around us. A local professor that we interviewed said it best when he stated,
leave the environment, leave the earth in a better state than what you found it.
Many people don't help out because they think one person can't make a difference. Our team has learned that there are numerous simple actions that people can do in order to make a significant difference. We were amazed when we learned that our local environmentalists pick up dead animals every day on the beach because they get caught in helium balloons that escape the city. Releasing or losing a helium balloon seems like a harmless action, but in reality, it is very deadly to our local wildlife. Although one person cannot solve the issues of wildlife conservation, we can do our part by being careful about how we interact with the environment. Together, we can help conserve our wildlife.
Our community service project is very much underway. We realized that when preserving wildlife, we also had to incorporate their habitats. Therefore, our community service project is essentially a community cleanup day. Our cleanup day will take place on April 9th at Presque Isle State Park. Jordan will be performing their cleanup day on the same day in order to create a global collaborative cleanup effort.
Following our air, land, and water theme, 3 stations will be located around the park, one dedicated to each theme. Our group has sent letters to several local area businesses, schools, and churches to enlist participation in the day. Each station will have an educational lesson, a game or activity, and a specific job in order to clean up the park. We hope this day is a fun, educational experience while we work to clean up the habitats of our precious wildlife.
As a team, we decided our goals for the community day. First and foremost, we want to make a difference. We don't want to just teach our community, we want to act. We want to preserve our wildlife both locally here in Erie as well as globally. There are so many things we should learn because they affect us. Our community day is not a one-time event. Wildlife preservation needs to be continuous. We want to offer ways for our participants to continue our efforts.
Planning an entire community day takes a ton of work. Letters were sent out to other schools in order to gain support and participation in our day. Volunteer clubs, sports organizations, key clubs, and any other groups of students are whom we are seeking out. We really want to reach the entire community. If we can get our entire community to work along on this project, we will be one step closer in working with our friends in Amman, Jordan.